Guy, how you going? I've got to make a phone call and ask a friend something. I'll put it on speaker.
Hello, good sir.
Hello, how are you?
I'm just shutting a roll of door.
Oh, good. Hey, listen, I'm thinking about doing a video. Actually, I've got the camera rolling now, but I won't use this footage. Depending on what your answer is, I'm just going to put that there. Hopefully they can hear. So, I'm thinking about doing a video. So, your EJ rolls up tomorrow morning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, I'll do a little bit on that. Are we allowed to mention anything about future projects?
Oh, I don't seem to have a problem with it.
I wonder. What about if we mention future projects but we don't say what they are?
Oh, I think you could allude to something.
No, I'm not ready to say anything yet. It's not up to me to say anything yet. But there's some stuff in the wind. Now it's 4 o'clock Christmas morning and I'm absolutely knackered. But the reason I'm doing this is because my kids are going to see their mother. She lives 2.5 hours away. And the idea being I get so tired that I'll go inside, I'll wave them off, I'll watch telly, fall asleep straight away, and when I wake up there'll be a text message, we got here safely. Anyway, this year's been, I felt it was my most unproductive year. Busy with the COVID thing, with work, and my separation, and all this sort of stuff came up. And I thought, I haven't really done much this year, but I looked over what I'd done, I had to write it down, and 44 videos, which is not bad. So, to recap, we've had a look at some classic Victor mowers. We restored 7 of them, 8 including the one I use. In April, we started revisiting the Exceed. It's been over 12 months since we've done any work on that. Welded up, modified the clutch fork, finished the brakes. That was good. Got a tail shaft made up. Sent the guards away to Graham in April. What else did I do? Got the seatbelts re-webbed and fitted them all up. Finished the boot lid. Then the car finally moved on its own power, which was great. Got the headlights restored. Then I went and did something completely different. Restored a Warner Drayton desk fan, as well as another small desk fan and a hairdryer. Had a quick look at the XD's choke, and then we had our first look at the EJ Holden, which is here now, and we'll have a look at that after. Restored 1 or 2 parts for that. The machining is complete on the block, and I've got the pistons, and I've got everything ready to send the crank out, and I have the original crank from that motor that hasn't been ground, so I might get that crack tested too, and pick the best one. If that's crack free, I'll use that because it's never been done. The little Corolla arrived. I've been using that as a daily, and restored the interior, added some Levine specs to it, clock and that sort of stuff. Stripped the Plymouth, replaced the body mounts, which I've been meaning to for ages, replaced all the brake lines, replaced the master cylinder, bled the brakes. I've got a leaky wheel cylinder I've got to fix. Pulled down 2 Tamiya knackered radio controlled cars, did those up. One's still not finished, but what does it need, tyres or something? Nothing. Started restoring some more old Ford stuff as well. So this video is mainly about the EJ. There's a cut from Graham's. If you haven't seen Graham XA Coupe, guys, when did he do the video? A little while ago, a couple of weeks ago, on bits and pieces he was doing, and one of them was preparing that EJ Holden to come here. And it's now here. So we'll have a close look at that. The EJ isn't a car I'm going to hack into straight away. There's lots of small jobs I've got to finish, about the XC and the guards and the Plymouth. I've got knee issues at the moment, so I haven't done anything on that for a week or so. And, then the front clip can go on and I can start fixing up the interior and putting carpets in, the windows in and all that sort of stuff. So the only thing that'll be left on the Plymouth actually is the interior. I do intend very shortly to get the exhaust fitted and the bumpers re-chromed, front and rear bumpers re-chromed, and then the exterior will be all finished. And so it'll be at the point where it'll just need basically an interior and a set of tyres, and that'll be finished. And there's 2 motorcycles, which I haven't done anything with this year, Pardon me, the Suzuki 250 and the Honda 354 are very close. Oh gosh, are very close. I beg your pardon, to being complete as well. So there's lots of stuff that just needs completing. The EJ it's all complete, thanks to Graham. Thanks very much, mate. That car is, I'll restore bits and pieces of that. And then when the Plymouth, I've got somewhere where the Plymouth's going to go when I've finished it, that'll leave here. It's not being sold, it'll still be, I'll still own it, but it won't be here. And that'll free up some room. And then we'll start on the body on the EJ. I'm still looking forward to that. And we'll finish off some of these projects in 2022, which will give us time to begin the EJ. And maybe even do something really huge. We're sort of, me and a couple of friends are talking about that at the moment. So, the first, I think 5 minutes after this is Graham's footage I nicked from his video that relies on, or outlines what he's done to the car to get it prepared to bring it here through a shipping company. We were a little bit dubious about, you know, how to put the windscreens in and all this sort of stuff. We just sort of duct taped them in, or at least Graham did. And from there, at the end of that, which you've probably seen on his video, if you haven't, it's worth watching. But I've taken that excerpt from his video and stuck it in this one. And then after that, it arrives here and we take it off from there. So anyway, I hope you enjoy.
Is I've been slowly but surely piecing together Peter's EJ, because that's going to disappear very shortly. Once I've finished getting it together, and you can tell that it's nearly done, he's going to, well, we're going to organise to get this down to him. Don't know if he's going to work on it straight away, but I've just been trying to piece it together. I know that he's got the eyebrow moulds. Unfortunately, when it comes to bumper bars, that's about all I had to give him as far as a front bar. I've got another one of those stainless moulds there. It's got a badge in it. I can give him other badges when the time comes. It's going to obviously need guards. I've got to get the windows held in, probably with tape, I'm thinking. All 4 doors now shut and open with their catches, so that's not going to be a problem. I have a tunnel hump cut to fix that for the car. He's got most of the instrument clusters. The glass is in this door, but I've got to get the glass up. I've got to get glass for this door. I've got glass, I've just got to actually fit it. And the window rag. Got to get the rear window to stay in. The window seals are old and half broken. I'm not going to open the boot because the big floor section I have for the rear floor is actually in there, and I can't. It's very difficult to open and shut the boot lid with it in there, but currently it's shut and down. The boot lid is, I think, 100% rust free. That was a swap meet for $50 about 3 or 4 years ago. Really good boot lid. Came off a Premier, if you'd like to know. It's got the Hydromatic badge and where the Prem badge went. Also swapped out the diff, so that was what was under the back of this. It's now got a complete diff with handbrake cables. All the drum brakes are on. It's 100% complete under there. So that was actually pretty good. I just put the glass in this window, this door. Some of these mouldings, like the bottom of that railing, is completely rotted. So I'm just trying to piece it together with whatever I've got left over. So at least there's something to work with. And if I have any spares at the end of other things, then I'll certainly move them along. It's a pretty good door frame. That's a very good door. That front left door is actually pretty good, aside from the speaker hole cut in it, but I have spares. The left rear door is pretty well just cut filling a hole, unfortunately. I've got to put glass in this door. So I've got a few things. I'm going to get the seat that I've got, the front seat down and put in the car. And I've got to put the crankshaft that's way over there on the ground in one of these mini grey motor cylinder heads here. You know, just a few more odds and ends, and pump up the tyres. I found him a set of hubcaps. Interesting enough, the EJ hubcaps fit on the widened Tarana rims. I thought that was the case, but I hadn't ever tested it, and they do. So yeah, and I got the bonnet down from the workshop finally, and bolted on. It's a really good bonnet. I think a couple of pinholes here maybe, and that's about it really. I've got to tie it down. He's got the motor. I've got a radiator for him. And a few other odds and ends, basically. So I thought I'd give you a bit of an update on where this is at. It's been moved from where that was, where it sat for probably 6 months. It had flat tyres, and I've found 2 more rims that hold air. They're a pair of HR wheels, actually. So if you're going to put disc brake front ends on, you would need these rims to put on the front to clear the calipers, I think. Weird enough, I seem to have an abundance of HR rims. I don't know how that's happened. But it has. But there's 2 of them on here and they hold air, so that's what was mattered. So yeah, I've just got to fine art a few things, and this can be organised and sent to Melbourne. And you know, hopefully he knows what he's in for. He is actually a pretty good body shell. Like, roof's not bad. The inside of it's covered in surface rust, unfortunately. But that's what happens when it's a stripped out shell for a very long time. Passing shelf's not bad, boot channels are good. The wheel arches are... Actually, this quarter panel here isn't actually half bad. Dent in the dog leg. That door is a bit of a mess. Rust in the sill panel, but realistically not too bad. It's had a few whacks in the rear end, but all in all, not too bad. I can't quite remember where that rear bar came from, but unfortunately that's all I got. Tail lights, yeah, pretty much. I've just got a bit of a Rolodex of things in my head about what's missing and what I've got to get for him. There's another ignition switch in there, so he's got another loom in the car. Even though he's got another loom, he's got the ignition switch, but I remember pulling it out of here and sending it to him. I've got to find that middle piece of crash pad. He's got the gauges. I've got a steering wheel for him. And over there's another steering column, because that one's a mess. Yeah, so I reckon by the end of this weekend coming, I should have this car pretty much finalised. And then it can get transported, and hopefully they don't turn their nose up at it.
Wow, what do we have here? Looks like a delivery. Nice. Oh, sorry. Oh, lovely wireframe. Here she is, in all her glory, with a chromie. Remember the chromies? EJ sedan. They came in sedans and wagons. There's no coupes or anything like that with these cars. In absolutely quite good condition. We've got duct tape windows. Lovely wraparound screen. That alone is a feature the EH doesn't have, which I reckon is far more appealing on this model. I think that's beautiful. The parcel tray's never been cut up. Comes with 2 sumps. Ooh, that looks like that's a very good one. I'll need that. That's a cracker. Look at this. I'm happy with that. And probably a fuel bracket or something. More pistons. We'll just have a quick look around first, and we'll dig some parts out and take a look. It's got a crummy steering column there, but we've got a new, or a much more complete and better one there, which is great. There's a set of fan blades I needed for the grey. Dash crash pad, headlining. If I was going to sell a car this, I would have at least put a new globe in, courtesy line, but it doesn't matter. Might need a screwdriver for that one. Pillars look good. That's really good. Happy with that. All looks very good. Some quarter glass, glove box doors. There's sun visors under there. Some of this stuff looks like it's shifted around. Stainless trim, the most important stuff. I'll store this in a safe place. In fact, I'll take it out right now. That'd be the interior ones going up the A-pillar. That's another thing the EH doesn't have. Yeah, we'll keep all these in a safe spot. Wiper linkages. Okay, these look good. They could be for the... Are they the mounts for the Y-frames or something? I'm not sure. There's a... I've got to go and get another set of Y-frames for it, which Graham's got, because these ones have had it. Let's put that quarter glass there. But it's like all the parts are here. Another ignition lock, perfect. Dip switch. That's some sort of door latch thing, is it? Oh yeah. It looks like that anyway. What's this? It's another set of these Y mount things, I think. Or at least I think that's what they are. I don't know. So there's lots of cuts, including this rather large cut here, which was in the boot. This car is apparently rusted underneath the back seat, and the sill does look daggy. So there's parts in here that we'll need. Like that car was obviously knackered here, haven't done the weeds, so you would be using that part, but there's a lot of good metal there for this side. So it's underneath this seat apparently is where the problems are. And you can see down through there as well. Oh, he's alright. This is all stuck. What's this? I think we might have to put that on. Peony 5. Radiator grills. God, he's even left in. What's this? 1/4 inch flat. Oh, washers. Actually, I need those. Pretty generous of them when you think about it. Are they more 1/4 inch? They wouldn't be 1/4 inch. They're 5/16. Actually, I need this stuff. This is awesome. I use all those things. I don't know what that's for. They look like, are they aftermarket ones that'll fit this car? Might be able to use those. What do you call that? A speaker grill. Glove box door, and there's a battery tray there too. So that is great. And that's a cowl sort of vent, I think. It's all there, isn't it? There's the front bumper. Or parts of it. There's another floor pan here that he threw in. Which floor is that? Oh, here we go. Floor pan. EJEH left hand rear. Is that what that is? Yeah, left hand rear. So it's this one here. So if that needs replacing, we've got a brand new one, which is marvellous. How does that fit? That must be the back part there. This bit here. Right. Just general stuff. Bits and pieces. We never chuck any of this stuff out until we've finished the car. And then you can just, anything in there that's worth anything, you can either give to someone else or chuck away. If it's not worth anything, I should say. That's the top of a star steak. Yeah, the greasy star steak. Right. This is looking very, very good. Let's have the other side. Oh, we've looked in there. I've got to move that seat. There's other bits and pieces that have slid around in transit. Another sump with an inlet manifold. That means I can give Craig his back. The one we saw. That looks like a door handle. Just a minute. Looking around, this is really, really good. You've got some butchery there for a floor shift. But the floor otherwise looks to be in incredibly good condition. There's a bit of the accelerator pedal. And there's the steering shaft, what do you call it? Steering column I was talking about. Drive shaft. With the slip joint on the other, with the, sorry, what do you call it? Yeah, slip joint on the bottom. And there's a spare piece of floor. Don't know what that's for, but I can weld that up. Actually, I don't even need that bit, I just need the back. Great set of grey motor fan blades. And bonnet hinge. Things like this, well, this is stuffed, or at least it's probably been rattle canned or something, and it's all flaky, but he's given me a good one as well. Which is really, really kind. He's really thought this out and given me some top shelf stuff. I'm really, really happy with it. It's awesome. Of course, the pedal box he redid. What's behind here? Oh, glove box doors. He said there are a few, some sun visors and just miscellaneous bits and pieces. That's so cool. It's a lot of work. It's a big job. The bit I was reasonably concerned was two bits I'm a bit concerned about. One of them is under here, and it was the spring hanger, but that doesn't look too bad. I've got to unpick around it though, to make sure it's all structurally sound. The inner sill there's gone. I think they have an inner sill there. It's not just open at the back. Yeah, they do. But it's not bad. It's not bad at all. He put the rear axle in for me, complete rear axle, with handbrake cables. So that's just another thing I don't have to do. But that's all knackered under there. I might get a sill section. I'll see how the front is. If the front's good and the back's bad, I'll just cut it and put a section in. That would be how I would attack that. That gives you a look underneath the roof. The Plymouth's a bit like that, not quite as bad as that. But that all needs to be taken off, treated. It's only from condensation, and I would be inclined to brush Epitech up there, the 2-pack epoxy. Now this crank's the original one from the motor that I've got, and that's never been ground. I might take that in and get it crack tested. And if it's not cracked, we'll grind that one, I reckon. Because the other one's already been ground, it's crack tested and it's good. Grey motor cranks apparently are known for this, cracking. But if that's one that's never been cut, I'll use that. Typical old Holden sound. Nice hubcap. It's actually a really nice car. You know what the kicker is? Well, this stuff out of the way. I don't know if these work, but they're the proper Lucas seal beams. I've got these in pretty much all my cars. One's got the inbuilt pocket in the bottom, so they're not quite as special as that one. I'd say it probably doesn't work. But I'll check it. That guard looks fine, but apparently it's absolutely knackered. And from under here, there's a coat hanger wire. That's not it. Hang on. Where is it? Where the hell is it, Graham? For opening the bonnet. Got it open. He rigged up a coat hanger wire. And that could have been. Now that cross member apparently is for a red motor. So the real one, well, pardon me, the grey motor one is still at his place along with the something else. I can't remember. Oh, the white frames, because they're knackered. Oh, and there's the white frame mount down there. I see what he means. Sweet. We'll change those over. We need to get on a rotisserie though. It really needs to be sandblasted, the whole thing. Look, he's even used new plate fasteners because he knew where it was coming. That life frame under there is munted. Now, I always vowed I would not do another full restoration. This is a full restoration. But this is the first of 2 that I know about that I'm going to undertake. Finding space at the moment. I know where the Plymouth's going, and one of the other cars from in here will go. It won't be sold, but they will be stored elsewhere. I haven't actually been able to do any more on this because my knee, I've done my knee, and it means lying around on the ground. I don't want to. So the XC and the Plymouth are very, very close. Well, more so the XC than the Plymouth because the interior's not there, but the 2 other motorcycles are close too. So I've got some time coming. I'm also not teaching a VCE class next year, which means I'll have more time as well because VCE classes take a lot more time to teach and prepare for, sorry. But this is all right. This is good. Excellent. We've got our fuel tank, and I've got the wonderful Nick Sagliano's camera, which is going to have a bit of a sticky beak inside, just to see what it's like. I keep forgetting how to use this. And we'll turn some power on first and stick the camera in. Tank. We'll go down looking at the bottom, and that looks lovely. Let's switch cameras over. That's showing at the top, I think. Looks pretty good. And this vent tube. And that's in another chamber. There was a baffle. It looked like a baffle in there. That looks really, really good inside. From what I can see, hang on, if I try and get along it, hang on, what's that? There's probably a little bit of rust in there. Oh no, it's not too bad. There's a little bit of surface rust here and there, but I think I might just pop that out. It's a tremendous tool, I just don't know how to pilot it too well. Let's take this little guy out. Damn, it's stuck. He's stuck. Now Harvey will know all about these things. Good grief. That is so clean. It actually doesn't smell bad inside. Let's just get that camera in there and have a bit of a look. That is just squeaking. Where am I? Oh, I can see where I am. That's the floor of the tank there. And there's a big baffle. That's the big baffle. You can get under it. Hang on. We'll go underneath that baffle. And there's the next chamber in there, which is very difficult to see because we've got the camera sort of the light of it is on the ground of the tank or on the floor of the tank. The other thing is that filler. Where's the filler? No, the filler's on the other thing. That's actually really good. That's in amazing condition. Absolutely phenomenal condition. I've no idea how on earth you close the boot on this. I really don't know. I've tried to reposition that a few ways to no avail. And it doesn't matter, I'll just either pop that in the shed or throw a cover on the car, whatever, it doesn't matter. I did say I wouldn't be doing another full resto after the XC, but that was just a lie. with any luck, there'll be, a couple of significant projects on the way, but we'll wait and see what happens and, how we get about going on this. I'm very, very happy with this. Graham went above and beyond to give me a car which has pretty much all the parts. Now, what I paid for this, you would just pay for a shell like this. It's he's given me a complete car. So the engine is in the garage. We'll show you that in a minute. But everything's actually here. It will need new skins for doors. I skinned the door on the XC with a second-hand skin. That turned out very well. So I feel confident to do that. Rare Spares provide guards. He said this one's absolutely knackered, but on the outside with a black coat of paint, it doesn't look too bad at all. But, whoops, he doesn't think it is salvageable. But then Graham is a perfectionist, and people can go him too, but I'm not really. The story for this though is we're looking at a special, Holden special. The engine has been bored significantly, but the bores are very thick on it. So it's 144 cubic inch with a camshaft that's like an RV Talker cam. I might do the twin carbies. I'll just see what happens. But we're going Cottesloe Cream. My parents had a Cottesloe Cream car before I was born. I never saw it, although I have seen photos of it, which is it's a very pale yellow. So I think that's going to look really, really good. And the car is sound. There's some welding, there's some cleaning up, there's some painting, there's all sorts of stuff here. But it's actually a very good, solid car. Very good. So, with that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this. Take good care of yourselves. And I'll see you soon. That plate, I didn't do that. That wasn't my idea. The engine. Right, so the machining's all done. It's been decked and bored, and it's beautiful. It's had new camshaft bearings put in. The block's all beautiful. Just a bit dirty. It sat in the boot of my car for a little while. But the pistons have all been numbered, and they're ready to be fitted and everything once I've got that crank done. But the camshaft is pretty much an insignificant grind. It's still very hang on, I've got to try and wrap this thing. How do I do it? It's been reground. Oh, here it is. And you can see it's not exactly bursting with duration and that sort of stuff, but it's had a few sort of insignificant timing changes. Is that out of focus? And what that means is that it is a bit improved on what a stock one is. So I might even match port the intake to the head as well. Of course, we've got to finish our engine stand, so that will go to be hydroblasted, and this block will go back to Craig. That's his. I was using it as a dummy to fit, or to make the stand. And of course, we've got to lengthen those rails because I want to have all the lights and everything on here and the wiring loom and everything operational. So I've got that coming as well. Anyway, hope you enjoyed. See you around. What do you reckon? Shit. Jesus. Move. Move, cat. Move. Move. Come on. Off you go.